This is a story I wrote back in 2010. I want to say it's incomplete, maybe a little, PG-13. Just let me know what you think, and thank you. I could feel the cool breeze blow across my skin. The hairs on my arms danced together with the wind because I had no choice. The soothing invitation teased me to rock back and forth, but I didn't. I had far too much on my mind to be occupied with the moment that ended whenever the song died. I stood there, on a porch way too familiar. The sights I've seen here brought back many joyous occasions in which I could relive again and again the sky, like times of past, dark and distant. Every now and then, lightning would strike the sky as if trying to make its presence known. The flashes of light had reset images I wanted to peer into. The sound of stones slowly being pushed startled me. A voice called me to come in, but I replied, "No, it's okay." A sigh. "Why won't you come in? It's beginning to rain." I answered lightly, "It's alright. I like the effect rain has on me." Now, the porch door would have made a thud if she didn't stop it. Out came the most beautiful girl I've ever laid my eyes upon or even dreamed of. Her hair made the wind halt to take a breath, and eyes which could stop any man in their tracks. Skin that sparkled beyond the moonlight, and a touch that begged you to come back for more. "Now, milady, to what do I owe thee this honor of your presence?" She shot me a smile and looked away. Tension began to magnetize us to each other. I picked up my bottle of Coors Light on the floor and chugged the remaining. Even the foamy bubbles bursting within my throat sounded like warning signs. Silence returned my answer, but I could hear footsteps slowly creeping behind my shadow. A warm embrace slowly found its way to my back. These gentle arms surrounded me and made a home above my belly button. She pressed the side of her face in the gap my back and arm made. The wind blew, and I could smell the scent of strawberries. My head turned to meet her hair, and I whispered, "Damn, why do you smell so good?" My lips pressed against her hair, and she laughed. Did, did you just kiss me, mister?" My body 180'd, and her head plopped above my heart. It was beating faster than a teenage boy's hand when masturbating. I wrapped my arms around the laces that crossed her back. Her jet black dress fluttered in the wind. A naughty breeze hit the air, and her dress lifted above her curvaceous butt. Before I could see anything, my hands quickly slid down. I smiled inside because of where they decided to rest. Both hands cupped the baby's bottom. "Did you see anything?" I replied a bit nervously. "No, nothing at all." "Well, thank you for being such a gentleman." She winked at me, and for just a moment, our eyes met. I could feel her emotions. I could feel her emotions attract my lips. I stopped 1 inch before we could kiss, took one breath, and let one tongue slowly lick the outline her mouth made. Then, like waiting in anticipation for a magician's final trick, our lips met and we kissed. Electricity instantly jolted through my entire body, and my heart caught on fire. I put her in closer, held her tighter. Again and again, I pulled my lips away to kiss her. We fumbled and stumbled till her back was pressed against the sliding door. She let out a little cry, probably because it was cold. After a few minutes of sucking face, she stopped me, then dragged me inside. Before I knew it, we were in her dimly lit room. We made our way to her king-size pillow-top bed. At first, we were sitting and staring at each other. She leaned in, she leaned in to kiss my cheek and started to undress. With my left hand guiding her head, I laid her to bed. The right slowly ran across her dress up to her lips. The scent of strawberries tickled my nostrils. My senses have never been this heightened. I took notice to the air filling my lungs, how it felt to have them expand, then shrink. The details my mind made of this moment were so vivid and clear. The signals my fingers fired back to me while tracing her face. I could hear the blood flowing from her rapid heartbeat. Not a word was spoken. Her body shivered enough, and her smile told me her thoughts. I straddled her, and the way she looked up at me almost made me cry. Hidden past those lively eyes was love. I, I didn't know how to react. My heart had a valve that was shut off. That look defrosted the ice, dynamited the bricks, and replaced the valve. Something once familiar to me started to flow again. I reached for both straps of her dress and dropped them off her shoulders. A slight, motionless moan escaped from her closed mouth. Her lips found a pathway from the side of her, actually, not her lips. My lips found a pathway from the side of her neck to the cleavage of her breasts. Her hands clenched my hair. She moaned. And that, my readers, is the end of the story. And I know I could have been a little bit more perverted, gotten into more details, but I think we all know how the story ends. Give me ideas on what you think. I think this is like from like what's just 2016 now. It's like 6 years ago. I really want to get back into writing, and so thank you again for taking the time to listen, and thank you again for the feedback.